Oh, hello. A surprise live from me today. I'm in the building, I've got a little bit of time. It's been on my mind to do this live about my 5 top tips for great motivation. Something that I talked about at a meeting recently. I did a little talk on motivation, and these 5 top tips, people came back later and said to me were very, very helpful, so I thought I'd share them with you. But before we get on to these 5 top tips, I'm going to talk a little bit more broadly about motivation first. And motivation is something that is much misunderstood. People think about motivation as something out there, something external to yourself and your thinking, something you have to go get, or something you have to make yourself feel. But actually, if you think about it this way, if you have a goal, then by the very nature of the fact that it's a goal, we know it's important to you. Okay? If it's important to you and you want to achieve it, it must be compelling to you. You desire it, you want that thing. Now, when you contact that feeling of wanting to achieve that goal, there's your motivation right there. The motivation is inbuilt in the desire to achieve the goal. Okay, so motivation is not something that's external to us, it's something that is inbuilt. We have the goal we want to achieve, and the motivation is hardwired to it. It comes with it, it's part of the package. They're not separate things. So how come people sometimes struggle with motivation? Well, this happens because something gets in the way. The motivation is always there. You have something you want, you have the natural motivation to achieve it. It comes with the desire to want that thing. But sometimes other stuff, other programs we're running get in the way of that motivation, suppress that motivation, if you like. They push it down, or they're like an obstacle getting in the way so that we can't contact the motivation. Or every time we try to contact the motivation, boom, there's that obstacle there instead. So, the first time that I ever really understood this was somebody that I was working with when I was first learning NLP, so going back, way back, quite a lot of years. And I was in a training and I was working with somebody, and she said, I really like going to yoga. She said, I love going to yoga, and near me there's lots of classes. I could go to yoga 4 or 5 times a week, classes in my locality if I wanted to go. But actually, she said, what happens is I get everything else done, I free up the time, and then I just think to myself, oh, actually, I'll give it a miss today, I won't bother. I just end up sitting around, not doing very much, when I could be at a yoga class really enjoying myself, or I could be having a walk that I really enjoy. And she said, I just don't get around to these things. My motivation just isn't there to do them. And as I was listening to her, a question occurred to me. I thought to myself, why would you have to struggle to get motivated to do the things that you want? If they're the things that you love, if you love the yoga, you love those walks in the fresh air, there's your motivation to do them is right there. So it's not something you have to find external to yourself. Motivation is inbuilt, but something else is going on. Something is getting in the way of her allowing herself to do that. So now you see, this isn't a motivation problem. What she was saying was, I can't find the motivation to do these things that I love. And just in that sentence, the paradox is right there. Why would she need to find motivation to do the things that she loved? The fact that she loved them, there's the motivation right there. So we know that something else is going on. And we later on, we discovered what it was, and it was something around, do I deserve these things? Am I worthy of these things? And it isn't always that. Sometimes it's, sometimes it's other fears or insecurities that get in the way. Will I be socially awkward when I get there, or will I look silly in my yoga clothes, or have I got the right shoes to wear, or people, all sorts of concerns and fears can get in the way, and it can feel like the motivation is gone. But actually, what's happened is a different program has got in there, and it's interrupted the pattern, interrupted the program she would normally run with her motivation. So that's what actually is going on. If you find it hard to contact motivation for something that is dear to you, something that you want to achieve, I guarantee you've got that motivation, but there'll be another program or a pattern getting in the way and interrupting the natural motivation that is inbuilt with the desire to achieve that goal. Okay, so that's my take on motivation, and it's very different to how many people think about it. It works for me when I work with people who've got problems contacting their motivation. That's how I work, and that's how we solve those problems. And I know that is an approach that works because I've done it many times. So I'm going to talk to you about my 5 top tips for motivation. Okay. Number 1, people say, tell someone what you're doing. Okay, make that accountability, make sure to tell someone what you're doing. Well, I say, don't tell one person, tell everyone what you're doing. Tell your networks what you're doing, tell your family what you're doing, tell your friends and your colleagues what you're doing. You will put yourself in a position where they will be asking you for updates on a regular basis, and you will have regular reminders to carry on and work hard towards your goal. Okay, when you tell everyone what you're doing, you put yourself in a position where you have to do it. You would have too much face to lose if you didn't. If you tell one person, well, you can always quietly make excuses to that one person if you haven't done what you said you'll do. But when you tell everyone, you have to do it. And those are the people who are happy to talk about their goals and the things they want to achieve. Those are the people who get out there and achieve them because they've put themselves in a position of broadcasting it to the world, and they literally have too much face to lose if they didn't. But people who've decided that they're going to work very hard and achieve their goals, people who are clear in that intention, are just happy to tell everyone because they know that they're going to do it anyway, and that there's no worry or concern about losing face because they know that they're going to be happily updating those people in a week or two on the progress that they've made. So tell everyone, shout it from the rooftops, broadcast it. Okay. My number 2 top tip for great motivation is picture yourself achieving the goal, and spend a little bit of time getting that picture right. Now, if you like drawing, it can be useful to draw it or sketch it out, but you can equally work with the picture in your mind and just get that picture, that mental picture of you achieving your goal. Make the picture big, bold, bright, clear, colourful. Get the picture really, really compelling. You can put anything in that picture that you want to be there, that's part and parcel of achieving that goal, that's important to you in achieving that goal. So it's worth taking time to get the picture really, really right, because when you get that picture just right, that picture will motivate you. I absolutely guarantee it. Spend 5 or 10 minutes getting that clear vision of what it is exactly you want. Make sure you see yourself in the picture, see yourself achieving your goal successfully. Get it absolutely perfect for you and recall that picture on a regular basis. This is really, really powerful stuff. Now, if you come on the practitioner training, I'll teach you to do it really, really accurately and give you lots and lots of abilities to make changes to that picture. And I'll teach you to help somebody else through this process as well. But this is one thing that you can do for yourself without any training. Just get the picture clear, see yourself in the picture, make it big, bold, bright, compelling, and check out the feelings in the picture. What are the feelings that come with that picture? And when you've got that picture done and you're happy with it, you refer back to it often. But the other thing you need to do, and this is number 3 top tip for motivation, is put a great big timestamp on that picture. Yeah, you can have any colour ink that you like. You choose what colour ink you want to timestamp your picture with, and decide when you want to achieve this by. What's a reasonable and doable time for you to achieve this by? Be really specific. So we want a date, a month and a year, and a huge timestamp. Any colour ink you like, boom, stamp it on your picture, so that every time that you refer to that picture, that timestamp is there on it to remind you how much time you have to achieve this, and you're working towards it. Your unconscious mind knows the clock's ticking, and it will remind you regularly to work towards it. Okay, so that's number 3. And number 4 top tip for great motivation is get yourself a success list. Get yourself a success list. Doesn't it sound great? It sounds like something you want to get started on right away. When you've written your success list, you'll be dying to get cracking on it because it sounds appealing. It's that thing that says you can achieve what you want to achieve. So some people say eat frogs, or some people say get out of your comfort zone. I say don't eat frogs, not unless you like them and that's what you want to have for breakfast. But don't think, if frogs don't sound like an appealing breakfast, don't think to yourself, I'm going to have my frogs for breakfast every morning, do the thing I don't like to do, because you're setting yourself up for discomfort. Exactly the same as when you say, I'm going to push out of my comfort zone. You're telling your unconscious mind to expect discomfort. Okay, there's no need to do that. A success list will work much, much better for you, because knowing the properties of the unconscious mind as I do, I can guarantee you a success list, it's appealing in its nature. When you say success list, it sounds like something you want to get started on, and it will draw you back to it. Your unconscious mind will be pleased to remember to regularly check on your success list, because it's a nice sounding thing. Whereas if you have to eat frogs, that's something your unconscious mind will be trying to get you to forget. You won't want to start the day eating frogs because it just sounds horrible. If you don't like frogs, it sounds horrible. If you don't like feeling uncomfortable, why would you want to go out of your comfort zone? Much better to have a success list and work towards it, knowing that every time you do work towards it, every time you put something on that list and get it done and tick it off the list, you're working towards creating the success that you want and all the good feelings that come with that success. So that's something that your unconscious mind will happily help you to remember to check in with. because it sounds nice and it feels good, and we all like good feelings. Okay. Number 5, top tip for great motivation, and all of these, by the way, are about building good habits. Okay, when you get good habits that work for you, what you've essentially done is you've got your unconscious mind on board to help you at working hard towards and achieving your goals. So number 5 is all about making sure you reinforce those good habits. And when you've worked hard and achieved something, when you get to tick something off your success list, make sure to reward yourself in the world. So whether that's a 10-minute nice relaxation that you like to do, or whether it's a walk in the park on a sunny day, or whether it's going to see a film that you like to see, or just switching the phone off for an hour or two and doing something that you really, really enjoy, be really clear with yourself. This is your reward for the success you've created in your week, for the items you've ticked off your success list, for your progress towards your cherished goals. And when you do that regularly, again, it's a very powerful message that you send to your unconscious mind. You're training yourself in good habits unconsciously. So you get to a point when you do enough of this, it just becomes natural, and you don't have to try hard to create these good habits. You've created them, they work because they work with your natural abilities of your unconscious mind, and you'll find yourself naturally wanting to check back on your success list, naturally referring to that picture you've built in your mind, naturally working hard on your goals because they're important to you, and naturally looking to reward yourself in appropriate ways when you've achieved the things that you've worked hard towards. So that's my 5 top tips for motivation. I hope they've been useful to you. Are there any questions? Thanks, by the way, for everyone who's joined us. Are there any questions? And if not, I'll sign off. But you can always post questions underneath in the thread underneath this live, and I will come back to you later and answer those questions. Okay? I'm very, very open to answering specific questions about anything that I put up in the group. Okay, or anything else I haven't put up in the group. Give me your questions. I'm very, very happy to answer them. I love what I do. I love talking about what I do. When people are interested, I'm interested as well. So do stay in touch. If you've got questions, post them up. Hi to Saffron. Thanks for the thumbs up. Oh, it's not the thumbs up. It's one of those. I'll give you one of those back. All right. I'm off now. And Maria says, is the success list separate to visualization? Well, it is, yes, because the success list is something that I like to do on a Sunday evening for the week. What are the things that I need to get done this week that take me on my journey towards the success that I'm working towards? What are the things that I need to do that will make this week a success? Okay, the visualization, you can visualize any item on your success list, you can visualize yourself achieving it, and you can visualize any of your goals, and your goals might well turn up on your success list, but it will be separate because your success list has got a different time scale to it. So if you have a goal that might take you 6 months to work towards, that's fine, and put that 6-month timestamp on it. Your success list might say, I need to take the first 2 steps towards that goal this week, and these 2 steps are, here's number 1, here's number 2, and when you get to tick those off, that's a weekly time scale, that's a shorter time scale. You're much more regularly checking back. You can put them together because you can use your success list to check that you're on track working towards the big picture goal that you've got clear in your visualization. Okay? Hey Elaine, nice to see you. I'm just going now, so it's a hello and goodbye. But thanks everyone who's joined us, and like I said, yeah, watch again. That's the beauty of a live, isn't it? You can watch again, and post up any other questions you've got. I will come back and answer them. Thanks for watching.